Join me as I meal prep a shit ton of food for my family for this week. And while I do, I'm going to share with you some of my best family meal prepping tips. I cook a ton, like 5 to 6 pounds of meat per meal. I have a husband, 3 grown sons, and we all eat dinner together. Usually my one son's girlfriend joins us too. And I always make enough so that my husband and 2 of my sons can have it for lunch the next day. So yeah, it's a lot, and meal prepping saves me a ton of time throughout the week. I usually spend about 2 to 3 hours on Sunday prepping all of my ingredients, and that way I can get dinner on the table in no time during the week. If you cook a normal amount of food, this should probably only take you about an hour to 2 hours, and trust me when I tell you, you're going to love how quick and easy it makes weeknight dinners. So I've learned a lot over the years. I've been doing this for a long time, and I wanted to share with you some of the things that you'll need to know before you start meal prepping. To make this task not boring, I use it as my time to watch trashy reality TV like Love is Blind or Married at First Sight. So I stick in an earbud, find a show on my phone, and prop it up against something so that I can watch while I'm cooking. Today I'm very appropriately watching MasterChef, but pick your favorite, turn it on so you can enjoy your time while you're chopping endlessly. Okay, now on to the actual meal prepping advice. The first is clean out your fridge. Clean out your fridge and your pantry before you even go grocery shopping, because once you have all these vegetables and meats prepped, you need some place to put them, and having a fridge that's full of leftovers can really make that difficult. The second is have all the things ready. I use a lot of zip top bags. I know single-use plastics, but they're what works for me. So I always make sure I have large and small zip top bags. I have containers, I have foil, I have plastic wrap, all the things you need to get your food prepped and put in an airtight container. The next thing you're going to want to do is make sure to start with your veggies first. I keep a big bowl on my counter while I'm chopping so that the scraps go to the chickens. If you have compost, it's great for that too. Otherwise, keep your trash can nearby. Prep all your veggies because you can do them one right after the other on the same chopping block. Then give it a good wash, and then it's time to do your meat. You want to work with one type of meat at a time. If you're doing pork, chicken, beef, make sure you do all the pork, wash your chopping block. Do all the chicken, wash your chopping block. Do all the beef, wash your chopping block. Or use separate chopping blocks for each. I have this one big one that I love, so I take the time to wash it in between each. I also like to have a copy of my meal plan in front of me while I'm prepping my meat so that I know what can go in the refrigerator and what needs to go in the freezer for later in the week. Because if I'm prepping Sunday, some of the things might not be cooked until Friday or Saturday, and I want to make sure that the meat is still good when it comes time to cook them. Food is way too expensive to have things going bad in your refrigerator. Once I have all the meat prepped, then I move on to marinades and sauces. I will make up my marinades, pour them in over the prepped meat, and then everything goes in the fridge or freezer. If I'm making something that needs a sauce for later in the week, I go ahead and make that and also put it in the fridge. So the next and probably most important tip I have for this is that for the day that you are meal prepping, plan something stupid easy for dinner, because after you have spent all this time chopping and bagging things up, the last thing you're going to want to do is cook. So I usually plan to order a pizza or throw some hot dogs on the grill, something crazy easy so that I don't have to think anymore about cooking for the rest of the day. So if you're new to meal prepping, if you have any questions, I'd love to answer them for you, and I hope this helps get you started.